And there's like actual
Yeah.
steps to get to 5,000 an hour.
Yeah, you're the thing that makes nano PE exciting is exactly that. It's like the building the institutional knowledge, building the playbook, building the muscles, sort of the doing the training that's necessary to turn it into a repeatable, scalable process, which is super, super cool. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Um, how well, I'm going to lead the horse here too much. Recruiting, talent acquisition. It is my experience that it's done really, really badly, pretty much everywhere.
Yep.
Exceptions to that might be places like Google, although I'm not sure. I've never recruited with Google. I've recruited with firms like Bird, and who's their competitor? Who's the competitor?
Lyft, not Bird, Lyft, Lime.
Lime, right. So those two. So now they gave you an analytics test before your first official interview with the hiring manager.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, that's actually really cool, because like you're going to need to do analytics on the job. Like, it's interesting to me that more companies don't actually make you take a test or actually perform the work that they want you to perform before you get the job. And then I think more importantly, so this is like a multi-part question, but like one is acquisition, then the other is retention.
Yeah.
If you're a company, let's say you're a Fortune 2000 company, you're over, let's say, $1 billion in revenue, right?
Yeah.
You have, millions of dollars in free cash every year, and you have all these people. You have a very obviously working business is providing value for shareholders and for employees and other stakeholders, customers, specifically clients. And yet you do things like you don't give pay raises on bases.
Mm-hmm.
You don't try to beat the market on compensation. And when asked, almost categorically, every employee, something like 80% of employees, I'll say, what's the number one thing that you want in your job? Besides, of course, liking what I do, it's money.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And so my question is, why don't companies value more the cost of attrition?
It's like, I think it's not clear, because I think it's like, I've been thinking a lot about that also, because I think it's that it's not clear that you can actually, if 5% of the employees are delivering 90% of the value and the other 95% exist to run the processes that the 5% create before they leave, then it's not clear you can afford to keep that 5%, but you will make the other 95% much more expensive and hurt morale. I don't know if it's a solvable problem.
You don't think so? See, I think it is solvable. I think that what I've seen on the people I know from my graduate school and my wife's graduate school is the same sort of like large group of people. They're all hopping around, right?
Yep.
And for various reasons, not always because they weren't paid enough at a certain job, but very often because they know they can just make more money if they go somewhere else, right? It's not like they didn't like this job, right? It's just like, well, I did it for 2 years, and I know now if I jump to this other place, I can make 20%, 30% more money. And that's been categorically true for me as well. Sure. As soon as I left Oliver Wyman, I started making more money. As soon as I left there, I started making more money. As soon as I left there, I started making more money. It's like, well, why isn't, if it is simply logical for me to leave so that I can make more money, and I know, like, if you put a rough estimate on it, like, what's it actually cost to ramp up a new employee?
Right? Oh God, it's got to be. I mean, it's not just their salary; it's like half the time from the people they work with most closely. So for like a senior level role, it must be 150, 200,000.
Well, so like, let's just assume assume an all-in comp, just to make the math easy, of $100,000, right? So you have a $100,000 person who's going to start on January 1st. When did you have to start recruiting for that position? Like, depending on the company, at least 3 months out, maybe 6 months out, right? Yep. So now you're talking about job ads, job fairs, when we were traveling in pre-COVID, travel expenses, other sorts of branding and marketing that you